Coming to the evaluation reporting, so which is very, very important in nature and which we find as a common aspect in our medium. Then according to Patton, evaluation is basically the process of critically examining a program. So how that event has happened, and it involves collection and analysis of the information about the program's activities, characters, outcomes, etc., etc. So then we can say that it is an evaluation report. So it begins with an executive summary. It is basically the window display of the entire reporting, entire evaluation process. So just by going through this executive summary, I will be coming across what exactly has happened and what are the outputs and what are the outcomes. Then the preamble. What was the situation that existed before and what are the needed interventions there? All these things are covered in case of this preamble, and the findings and discussions based on the interventions, what kind of things the change that happened and how they are in relation with the previous things that happened. All these things are the part of this findings and discussion, and ultimately what we are recommending for the futuristic aspects. So that's what is the part of the evaluation report. So evaluation report or the recommendations are not accepted by the competent authorities until and unless it has some sufficient evidences, sufficient facts and figures which support the outcomes of the study, outputs of the study. So that is why I need to be very, very careful in making the recommendations, and the recommendations are to be practical oriented in nature. It is not that hypothetical in nature. So that is what is the precaution that I need to take care of when I recommend something. Then coming to the impact assessment, this is one of the effective way of writing the news story, making the reports. Basically, it is an art as well as science of computing effectiveness of deliberate interventions and reviewing the transformations achieved by the interventions. So because we keep on going for adding interventions in a particular system, what kind of changes that it is coming out with, what kind of outputs that it is coming out with. So they are very, very important. We need to come out with that in case of impact assessment reports, and I'll be giving you some examples also. The transformation may be in either direction. Most of the time we think of the transformations in the positive direction only. So there might be some the changes that happen in the negative direction also. Both needs to be given equal importance, equal attention, and need to be documented. The expected direction of change may not be positive, as I said, so it can be negative also. In either case, we need to give equal importance to that. Then hence it is the responsibility of the reporter to highlight both the things for the benefit of his clients. Now coming to an example. So to make the impact assessment studies more comprehensive, more understandable and more meaningful, we need to develop a log frame. What is that log frame? That log frame consists of various indicators of impact. What is that indicators of impact? For example, the input indicators. What are the input indicators? What are the number of interventions that makes the input indicators? So what kind of changes that what I am expecting, for which I am making some deliberate attempts, that is what is my input indicator. Then coming to the process indicators. So what is my target group? That's what is the process. So how I am taking up that? Maybe I am involving in a demonstration, training, result demonstration, method, number of things that comes into the picture, lecture method or interaction method, group discussion, focus group, number of processes that I am going to adopt to bring in the desired changes. So that's what is the process indicator. Then based on this process indicator, so what are the outputs that I got? What is the percentage of the beneficiaries? Maybe I am training 100 people, so it may be 10%, 20%, 50% changes that I am trying to come out of that, or it may be the extension functionaries, or it may be the extension professionals of ICR or KVKs or SAUs or whatever it is. So that is the output indicator. Then what is the outcome? So let us try to understand the difference between the output and outcome here before we move further. Outputs are tangible in nature. Outputs are controlled by the interventions, and outputs are measured in quantitative terms. Outcomes are intangible in nature, and outcomes are measured qualitatively. Outcomes are measured qualitatively, and ultimately the impact indicators. The ultimate change which is observed out of this intervention, maybe it is in terms of increase, or maybe it is in terms of decrease, or in some cases neutral may be there. So let us look into some examples of that. For example, number of means we want to bring in the ultimate change in the health of the crop, in the health of an consumer. What kind of intervention that what we are planning? The input indicator, that is IPM. So integrated pest management is one of the technology. So what are the number of methods that I am going to use in IPM, and how many number of trials that I am going to conduct as a part of integrated pest management. So this is what is my input. Then, what is the process? The number of extension functionaries trained, the number of farmers trained, etc., etc. So that's what is the process. So what kind of methods that I am using there? I am using demonstration, I am using lecture method, I am using group discussion method, I am using field visit, exposure visit, number of things. So all these are the process indicators. Then, the outcome of that is reduced incidence of insect or the disease. So this is what is the output. This is what is the output. So wherein because of this planned intervention, because of use of this integrated pest management practices, which consists of cultural practices, which consists of mechanical practices, which biological control as well as the chemical control, all these interventions yielded to the reduced incidence of insects and diseases. So this is what is the output. But what is the outcome? Reduction in environmental or the soil pollution or the health hazards. This is what is the reason that I said. So the outputs are tangible in nature and outcomes are intangible in nature. Reduce incidence of insect and diseases, you can easily view them, you can easily observe them at the field level. That's why it is tangible. But in case of outcome, so it is not tangible, but you can only feel it. What is that? Environmental pollution has come down, soil pollution has come down, health hazards have come down because of this intervention. But it takes its own time. It is not an overnight effect that we are going to get. So that's what is the outcome. And overall changes, what we observed is the healthy crop and improvement in the health of the consumers. So this is what is the overall improvement. So this is what is the impact that what we are referring to because of this integrated pest management practices. So then coming to another example, dissemination of the improved crop production technology. So this is what we do in generally in case of agriculture and allied sciences. So what are the interventions here? What are the interventions of process? So this is the maybe the number of farmers, extension functionaries, education, training, etc., etc. All these interventions that what we are doing. So as a result of that, what we are expecting, or what are the results that we are observing? Increased yield levels, increased income levels of the farmers. So this is what we have been observing over a period of time. So in the post-green revolution era, or in the modern development of modern agricultural development era, so yield levels are increasing like anything. So these are the effects of the interventions, the process indicators, and the effects are already there. But when we come to the outcome, whether our clients are realizing the better price in the market, this is what is the biggest question mark. So income means the increase in production may not assure fetching the better price in the market. So that is what is the stalemate that is going on since last 1 month between the farmers and the government. So and government is thinking of how to provide them the best possible prices. But yes, that is some other issue. But whether the interventions are yielding towards this direction, so that's what is the outcome that I am telling you. Then, or are we achieving the tie-up with the processing industries? That is another issue between the farmers and the government as far as the current situation is concerned. So these are the outcomes of the interventions. What is that? The improved crop production technology. But what is the overall intention of all these programs is, all these interventions is overall improvement in the socio-economic condition of the farmers. If we are able to achieve that, so then we can say that the positive impact is there on our clients or the stakeholders. So this is what is the log frame that what we are referring to in impact assessment. and development of the stories in this particular manner. We need to identify the indicators, different indicators. It may be input indicator, it may be process indicator, it may be output indicator or outcome indicator, and ultimately the impact indicator. Then coming to the general tips for report writing, plan in advance and issues to be addressed. So we need to, because as a reporter, I need to plan in advance what kind of report that I am going to make. That depends on the situation. Different types of reporting that we discussed so far. So depending on the intervention, depending on the problem or depending on the issue that I want to cover, I am going to choose the appropriate method and what kind of issues that I am going to address, that I need to decide in advance. Then have understanding of the purpose and purpose of the report and the target group. To whom that I am presenting this report, that is more important. If I am writing it up for a farmer, if I am writing it for a student, and if I am writing it for a household woman, so then its tone is going to be changed and we need to set it accordingly. So that is what is very, very important. Set the achievable objective and achieve them. So it is not that all the time you are referring to the highly educated class of the society. There are different stakeholders in the domain, so we need to address all those. We need to address the problems of all of them, and accordingly, I am setting my objectives and I am trying to achieve them. Use simple language and short sentences. So this we can achieve only with the help of practice. So it is not that just by reading this sentence we can develop the skills. To develop these skills, I need to practice it, I need to simplify it, I need to edit it on my own with the help of some professionals, with the help of some practitioners, then only I can make necessary changes here. Then the report should contain words which are in daily usage. So otherwise, generally in the reports, the glossary is also given so that if any unfamiliar term is used, so that the reader can become familiar with that. But in case of public reporting, in case of newspaper reporting or the mass media reporting, we suggest that let us go with those words which are in regular usage by the people. Reporter should dominate with the third person because I need not personalize it, because if I use the term I or you, so that is going to impress, create a kind of monotony there. So when I use third person, so that it becomes more participatory in nature. So just to give some examples, the third person examples, like for example, it is going to outline like this. The situation is analyzed in this direction, or it is describing success, examines, illustrates, identifies, explains, summarizes, reviews, etc. So these things are going to involve the people or the reader as if he starts feeling that I am also part of this story. So that is what is more important. The moment he tries to involve himself by use of such terms, so the objective of the reporter is achieved there. Write the abstract or executive summary and table of contents after completion of the report, because you get the comprehensive idea of what you have made an effort in writing that report. So this part should be taken up at the end only. Then to come to the conclusion, we can say that writing report reveals the mindset of the writer. What I want to say, so that I will be jotting down in my words, in my own words, so it is revealing my mindset, whether it is going in a positive direction or whether it is going in a negative direction, or I'm presenting in a balanced way. All these things are reflected with the help of my writing only. Then, based on the purpose of writing and intended audience, the style of writing also varies, that I need to keep in the mind, because when my target group is the school students, my level of writing is going to be something different, and if my target audience is farmers, again I'm going to change my words or my sentences and my focus, and if I'm writing for the elite group of the society, my style of writing is something different. I need to keep it in the mind. The methods, styles, writing tips explained here are only an indicative list. It is not complete in itself. So this gives you an idea, but when you start practicing, then only you can master the skills. So the only mantra that what I can give to you all is practice, practice, practice. Then only you can master the skills of writing the report. Creativity of the writer is the ultimate, because it is not that what I am suggesting or what I am trying to present or what the literature says is ultimate in itself. So it is not that ultimate, but the ultimate thing is your creativity, because you can add values to that in any dimensions that you are thinking of. So most of the time, the new generation of writers are coming out with out of box ideas. So that is how the literature is forwarding, and we are coming across a number of creative things, creative outputs and outcomes in the society. For a writer, sky is the limit to reach, because we cannot touch that, we can just see the horizon. So when you try to reach that horizon, again that horizon is taking you again a longer way. So similarly, writing of these reports and developing the skills in this direction can take you longer way, provided you make a practice in that direction. With this, we are coming to the end of this discussion. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Thank you.